Welcome to our ongoing class. Today we shall consider metric conversion. And when we talk about metric conversion, we want to see the three basic units, how we can convert them within themselves. For example, under length, we talk about millimeter, centimeter, decimeter, and meter. Under weight, we talk about milligrams, centigram, decigram, and gram. Then under capacity, that is about volume, we talk about milliliters, centiliters, deciliters, liters. Then we come to their kilo. So what matters here now is that you try and memorize these prefixes. Milli, they work the same way. If you say 10 millimeter make 1 centimeter, it's the same thing as underweight. It's the same thing as 10 milligrams make 1 centigram. Then under capacity too, it will be 10 milliliters make 1 centiliter. So just like that. Now, if you look at it, for example, if they say how many, if you look at the way I listed it out here, if you say, if they ask you how many millimeters make 1 centimeter, you just move this way. If you move this way from here to this place, that means just 10 you pass through to get to centimeter. But if they say how many millimeter equal 1 meter, so if you are moving from millimeter, this is 10 times another 10 times another 10 before you get to where meter is. So it will be 10 times 10 times 10. That's 1,000 millimeters equal 1 meter. If they say how many centimeters equal 1 meter, if you move from this centimeter, this is 10 times another 10 before you get to meters. So that's 100 centimeters equal 1 meter. So whether it is centimeter, whether it is in meter unit, or it is in gram unit, or it is in liter unit, which is length, weight, capacity, does not matter. What matters is you memorizing all these prefixes. Then you just add their suffixes to it to make a O. So the first one that we have here, we want to quickly consider, the first one, where how many grams are in 250 centigram. Before you come to this, you now say how many grams. That means we are looking for gram. Let me say x gram equals to 250 centigrams. Then you now come to the table and convert gram, that is unit, to centigram. So that means you have to move from here, from centi 1, 2 to get here. That means you have to multiply 10 2 times 10 times 10 to get to where 1 gram is. So in that case, that is, it means 10 times 10, that is 100 centigram. Equals to 1 gram. No gram is a gram. This one too is x gram. So the next thing you do is, this is like direct proportion, where you can say x over 250, x ratio 250 equals to 1 over 100. Then you cross multiply. So 100x cross multiply. This x will multiply 100 here equals to 250 times 1. 250 times 1. Then to get the value of x, you divide both sides by the coefficient of x. So you get your x to be 250 over 100, because when you say 100x divided by 100, 100 will cancel 100 there, so you are left with x. So if you simplify the 0 cancel 0, you now have 2x equals to 225 over 10. And when you are dividing number by multiple of 10, since this 10 has 1 0, just move 1 time. from behind. So it will be 2.5. That means X equals to 2.5. Since X represents grams, it will be 2.5 grams. This implies that 250 centigram has the same value as 2.5 grams. So we'll quickly check the second one, which is number 2. Number 2 says, how many meters equal millimeters? How many, okay, chain converts 4.61 meters into millimeters. Since this one is talking about meter and millimeter, it's good that you check the table value between meter and millimeter. Between meter and millimeter, this is millimeter, this is meter here. How many 10 do you have to multiply? 10 times 10 times 10 before you get to where it is. That's 1,000 millimeters. So that means from the table, we have 1,000 millimeters equal 1 meter. Then, and they now say how many 4.6, just arrange it accordingly under 6.1 meter. How many millimeter is it? Convert into millimeter. That means we don't know it. Let's call it letter Y, 5 millimeter. That's what we want to find. So just apply direct proportion. You say 1,000 ratio 1 equals to Y ratio 4.61. So you just multiply 1 times cross multiply. 1 will multiply Y. That is Y equals to 1,000 will multiply 1,000 will multiply 4.61. So in this case, when you are multiplying, if you say 1,000 to multiply 4.61. So what you do in this case is that when you are multiplying, suppose you are dividing, you move the decimal. You count it backward like this. Since you are multiplying, how many zeros do we have? 3 zeros. So what you simply do is that you move it forward. So 3 0, that is 1, 2, 3. That decimal will now be here now. That means this number will become 461. You know there is a space here. Without number, you put it 0 points. That means 461, 4,610.0, which implies that Y equals to 4,610 millimeters. So 0.0 is the same thing as the number. So that is the value of, that means if you convert 4.61 meters into millimeters, so it will give you 4,610 millimeters. And for number 3, quickly, how many kiloliters? This one is about capacity. How many kiloliters are in 300 liters? Kiloliters and 300 liters. So you now come back here and say, we have 300 liters here. So from their conversion, it is 1,000. All these units here, their 1,000 will be equal to their kilo form. For example, 1,000 meters equals to 1 kilometers. 1,000 grams equals to 1 kilograms. 1 kilogram. 1,000 liters equals to 1 kiloliters. 1 kiloliter. So in this case, what you simply say is how many kiloliters are in 300 liters? How many kiloliters are in 300 liters? So first do their table conversion. 1,000 kiloliters equal 1 kiloliter. From the table conversion, so we have from the table 1,000 liters make 1 kiloliters. Then from what we are given in the question, therefore, we have under liter, we have 300. Write it here. 300 liters. So we have to convert it to kiloliter. How many kiloliter? That means we don't know that of kiloliter. We can call it letter. Let's call it letter Q. Q kiloliters. So as usual, we take direct proportion. Take direct proportion. This one will be 1000/1 equals to 300/Q. And you also cross multiply, you have 1000 Q equals to 300. And for you to isolate Q here, divide both sides by the coefficient of Q, which is by 1000. So it will be 1000 Q divided by 1000 equals to 300 divided by 1000. So this will cancel this, and you have Q equals to 20 cancel 2 zeros. So you have 3/10. And I told us when you are dividing like that, so what you do is that when you have 3/10, that means 10 has 1 0. So just move the decimal. 3 is like 3.0. So this invisible decimal is a decimal point is a, just move it once. So it will come to, it will become 0.3. And 0.3 means 0.3. That is Q equals to 0.3 kiloliter. As we have all this metric conversion in their linear form, we can also have it in their area form, non-linear. So for example, we asked that how many square centimeters are in 5 square meters. Now, first of all, you start from their linear before you convert to convert them in area form. So you say centimeter and meter, centimeter and meter. If you look at the table, centimeter and meter, how many centimeter to where we have meter is 10 times 10. From here, you move this before you reach meters. That's 10 times 10. That means 100 centimeters equals to 1 meter from the table. So you can now say 100 centimeter equals to 1 meter. But since they are talking about converting 5 meters square into centimeter square, so, and you know that when you have x, if you want to get x square, you say x times x. In the same manner, this one too. If you want to convert them, you can simply say 100 centimeter times 100 centimeter, which will imply 1 meter times 1 meter. Because 1 meter is 100 centimeter. If 100 centimeter multiply 2 times like this, that means 1 meter too equivalently multiplies 2 times. So this one will now give you 100 times 100. That is 10,000. 10,000. Centimeter times centimeter, you get centimeter squared. So 1 times 1, that is 1. Meter times meter, that's meter square. That means 1 meter square is equivalent to 10,000 centimeters squared. So you now come to, this is the table form now. This one is their table form. This is their table value. Then you now come to the real question you are giving here, and that will be in meter. We have 5 meters square. So write it accordingly, arrange it accordingly. 5 meters square. And this one, we don't know it's centimeter square. Let's call it x centimeter square. So it is these two that we want to make do with now. The question we are giving and the table value here. The next thing you do is to just take direct proportion. So we equally have 10,000/1, direct proportion, 10,000/1 equals to x/5. So when you cross multiply, 1 will multiply x. 1 times x is x. And 5 times 10,000. So you have 5 times 10,000. You get your x to be 50,000. Therefore, x equals to 50,000 centimeters square. That means 5 meters square. If you convert it to centimeters square, it will give you 50,000 centimeters square. Let us not forget to always like the channel and subscribe to it to promote the channel and to follow for more videos. Thank you.